Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel here on Global Conquerors, our weekly podcast, Conquest. This is episode 53, being recorded on November 25th, 2024. Yes, once again, another Monday, but that's fine. Still on time. Your host, SMGFrenzy, joined with...
That's an ADC back with another weekly podcast. Happy. Wait, is this gonna be? This is Thanksgiving
This will be the
Day.
Thanksgiving
Happy
Day one.
Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving Day, guys.
Yeah, which is weird, but that we're doing this on Monday, but it's gonna come out Thursday. But anyways, that doesn't matter. We are consistent with this, unless someone's out on a different country, out of town, traveling, where we can't record these. But
Yep.
Most of the time they're weekly. So yeah. Yeah, we got some big hitters, especially what we talked about last week, getting thrown out of the trash literally the next day. So
Yep.
We'll get to that. It's gonna be more towards a little bit towards the end of the esports topics because it's freaking hilarious. But yeah, Makar's gonna kick us off like always with the first
Yeah.
topic we're gonna talk about.
We'll start off with on the Halo side, where Optic Gaming came out with a hammer and basically broke apart their entire roster. We expected the Optic core to be gone except for Formal, which is what happened. But nobody could have told me that their coach would be gone. I'm kind of pissed about that. Not gonna lie.
He's most likely gonna go wherever. If Lucid and Trip your team still,
Yep.
he would go with them. But we don't know yet.
Do you think this was a good idea by Optic? Like, be honest.
Maybe all the players. I don't think. I mean, I think the roster was good. They still. I mean, they could play second all year, which I know wasn't enough what they wanted, but I mean, I was expecting a roster change because getting second over and over and over, it kind of been some turmoil.
Yep.
I was very shocked about the coach change more than anything than from those three.
Yep.
Being dropped. Yeah, I think he was the best coach. I mean, he's been the best coach throughout the last 3-4 years.
By far, not even a question.
No, not so. It came to a shock, but unless Optic are getting someone from SSG's org or Phases org, or I mean, I don't know who the next option would be. I mean, probably those are the only two teams that you would expect for the coach to go to. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really come to a shock about the roster. Maybe the coach.
It's just the departure of Lunchbox. I think everyone's like, you can't get anyone better than him, which is the issue. And he was probably the least problematic person on the roster. He did everything right. Clearly, he coached you guys right, that you never fell out of top 2 basically the entire year. But alas, he's gone. I feel kind of I don't know. I'm kind of mad about it.
I know. I was shocked too because I thought it was only just the players gonna go.
Yep.
So he comes. That one shocked me too.
Yep.
Mainly the coach. I thought. I mean, he was there. I mean, he's been the best coach in Halo Infinite. So, it really just come to a shock. So, we did expect them to drop their 3 because from the leaked rumors on the team they're gonna be pretty insane. You can't tell me that the roster that was projected is not gonna be insane.
Yep. The new proposed Optic roster, which obviously not confirmed, so I'm not even gonna mention it because there are too many roster changes that were like, oh, this is happening for sure, and then the day after, never mind, it's not. So I'm not gonna say it, but
so as of right now, Optic dropped these players because they already have their replacements.
Yep.
In ready, and they're just waiting. I think they already have the team. They just have to announce it. Because if Hex's podcast, he's been teasing about the rosters, and that they already have their new roster. They just have to announce it. So obviously projected. We're not gonna confirm it, but projected is supposed to be Renegade, Bound, and Legend.
Mm-hmm.
Which it hasn't changed. I mean, from the rumors, it hasn't changed from after we first talked about it.
Yep.
Unless something crazy happens, but we're not gonna change. We're not gonna confirm this yet, but if that roster is I think Renegade is most likely to be on that the New Optic team more than anything.
Yeah.
I think that one's more confirmed than the other two because SSG just won Worlds. I mean, or the championship. So it came to a shock that they were announcing changes and this and that, and so yeah. I mean, we're not gonna confirm anything about these rosters because we literally talked about last week about T1's roster, and that just blew out. So we're just gonna just talk about what they got in store, what's next, and this and that, and
Yep.
see where they go. But obviously, Optic have I guess a roster made because they wouldn't drop these players
Yep.
if they weren't projected to have something next. So
Yep.
yeah, but I'm more shocked about the coach change than anything.
Oh yeah, I think everybody is, but hey, what can we do? Formal is trying to build what he calls the God Squad. Should be an Optic roster that, by his words, should be winning everything.
Everything.
So
I'm
like,
competing.
if they
Either
don't,
winning or
yeah, if they don't, it's gonna be pretty easy though to put the blame on somebody, which is the thing. So this really is like a make or break for him at this moment for the next year for Halo.
well, he says he'll only continue playing Halo if he has the team he wants.
Yep.
Um, from the way he's been acting in the podcast, like in podcasts and in the vlogs from over at Optic, he's pretty damn excited. So I'm assuming he has the roster that he wants.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, we'll just see when we're most likely gonna get an announcement after the holiday season
Yep.
or that holiday. So after Thanksgiving, after Christmas, maybe the start of the new year. I'm most likely gonna we're gonna most likely start seeing Halo because Halo season when does this start? February?
Roughly around, they had a roadmap, I think, or something, but it's sometime early spring or late winter. We'll talk about it more when we get like concrete dates and concrete events settled. But speaking of Halo stuff, actually, there was a small rumor, not rumor, but like almost confirmation around today that Halo Studios has been looking for more esports partners for the HCS, and that there apparently is some interest actually. So HCS seems to be actually going to year 4 pretty strong at the moment, which is nice to hear, considering it is one of the last non franchised esports leagues out there. And the teams are still interested despite Halo Infinite going on for 4 years on the competitive side. So, good rumors all around.
But good rumors,
Yep.
at least. So,
Okay.
um,
Unless you have anything else to add about Halo.
no. Besides the new rank maps are pretty good.
Yep. Though, oh
We'll see
yeah.
that in
Well, one of them got removed because of frame rate issues called Inquisitor, which we totally made a video on that comes out, I think, next week.
and this week.
This week, yeah. This week as the non-laggy Inquisitor. Next week has the laggy Inquisitor. Both are going to be outdated because the map is gone anyways.
At least we have it while we had.
True.
And just know, good video, especially from your boy. Half the time it's just complaining, but it's still a good vid.
Yeah.
It was pretty intense, though. Yeah, I mean, besides that, there's nothing really much about ACS. It's been quiet still.
Yep.
Like I said, we're probably gonna pick up when they announce actual dates and maybe after the holiday season. So
Yeah, exactly.
we're getting close to the end of the year, which is insane. But we're gonna start getting news on Halo eventually. So
Precisely.
yes. So yeah, next thing because I think that's
Next.
all.
Yeah, the next thing is the Overwatch Championship Series, which had its first World Final this year in Stockholm, Sweden at DreamHack. So it was DreamHack's big anchor event this year. The Saudi Arabian owned Team Falcons are your first OWCS champions. I straight up don't know who they beat because I did not watch this event, unfortunately. That's what I'm trying to look for right now.
No, yo, they got money, bro.
Yeah, Team Falcons came out of nowhere. I feel like I did not hear of this org up until the Esports World Cup this year because it was also in Saudi Arabia, and as we know,
Dude, if you look at the team, maybe besides COD,
yeah,
they got a lot of good players like Warzone team. The Warzone team is pretty good.
Yep.
I know obviously what was the game mode that they're good at? StarCraft or their owner plays in?
I think, yeah, something like StarCraft or like one of the other MOBAs. They're also good in like a lot of mobile games, and they have a COD team going into next year, which again might be the worst COD team to go into next year. But Overwatch team clearly the best in the world. They played against, actually I think the favorites were Crazy Raccoon, which is also another big Overwatch team this year, but they kind of got swept to say the least. But yeah,
Yeah.
Team Falcons has of course they were able to go onto the scene pretty well because they just had money going into it. So they're just able to buy players and not have to worry about negotiating contracts and stuff. It's like, yo, we're offering you a pretty stupid high paycheck post esports winter when most teams are trying to downsize how much they're paying their players. We can do the opposite. Come play for us. And it is reaping results, to be fair. Which is why it's surprising that their COD team is not like that. Because that roster is very, very interesting and not necessarily in a good way. But that's another topic that we've talked about plenty of times before. Congrats, Team Falcons, for winning the very first Overwatch Championship Series World's Final at DreamHack.
I'm sorry, bro, but Chief Falcons gonna get waxed in COD.
Yeah.
Y'all good at everything but COD. If y'all would have dropped some money on, I don't know, some players in the league, maybe. But I get what you're trying to present, all Saudi team.
Yep.
Which is what Miami Heretics are doing. So it's good to see, orgs ran by certain countries or like companies that ran. So, you know what I mean?
They're representative of the place they're coming
exactly,
from. Yeah.
Exactly. Representative where they come from. So Miami Heretics, aka or the Heretics, which are from Spain, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so they tend to sign Spanish players. There's a French team that used to be in COD that would sign French players, stuff like that.
So. Yeah. So I see what they're doing, and it's good though.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope they could compete. Especially watching the top 4 teams play at the LAN. I don't know if it's gonna look good for them this year.
Yeah,
but it might make some upsets, so we'll see.
Time will tell.
Yeah, but time will tell. Besides that,
yeah, I guess we move on to the next topic where controversial former Twitch streamer, current YouTube streamer, Dr. Disrespect has once again gotten a contract with a streaming platform. This time with the banished streaming platform Rumble, where kind of all the bad streamers congregate to go. It used to be they went to Kick, but Kick has now become more respectable, so now they're all going to Rumble, which is interesting. And the main reason that Doc went to Rumble is because he's been demonetized on YouTube, so he can no longer make money off of YouTube. So it's
how is this guy still relevant?
I don't know. I want to know how much Rumble paid him is the thing, because I did not see the funds anywhere. But like this is the same platform where like Aiden Ross is on, which is also I don't even need to say anything about Aiden Ross. If you know the name, you know he's not a great person.
Hey man, he's streaming with Donald Trump.
Yes,
which is insane.
Crazy to say that, and it happened only a few months ago. But yeah.
Wait, Aiden Ross streams on Rumble? I thought he was like on Kick.
No, he's on Rumble.
He's on Rumble now?
Yeah.
I thought he was on Kick. I thought he was like the Kicks and
or he might be on both actually. I'm not sure.
I don't know. He fell off. I don't really hear about him that much anymore.
Yeah. Doc has his merchandise that he's been selling recently called "Make Gaming Great Again." I wonder where he we're not gonna go into it. Non-political podcast, but I'm just saying you get the reference just by saying that. But Doc, I'm just surprised that from him admitting to doing what he did, right? Going on a break, deleting his admittance, coming back, calling everybody, you guys are wrong, I'm right, you can't get rid of me, I'm too popular, I'm the two-time. And then the fact that he was right, came back, didn't lose his audience, was making thousands off of YouTube, but YouTube's like, actually, we can't do this, demonetized. Doc's like, you can't stop me, somewhere else still wants me, goes to Rumble. What will it take to take down the Dr. Disrespect?
I don't know. My guy's, I mean, he's finding a way to stay relevant and be popular still. So I don't know. I mean, I there's always something still. So don't be surprised if there's something more that comes out from him later.
What can we do?
Yeah.
But yeah, Doc is over there now, and we'll move over to our other esports gaming stuff. This is like a big League of Legends section. We'll start off with Arcane, League's most popular thing outside of League of Legends, actually, at the moment. One of the biggest TV shows in the world finished its series. Arcane only has 2 seasons and concluded this past weekend. To rave reviews, currently sitting at fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Currently has like I think an average like a 9.9 out of 10 from like a couple 100,000 reviews. It ended off really strong, and Riot's like, yeah, we're gonna make more shows like this going forward. And it's also like rewriting the history of characters for the game and stuff. So League has been able to now break into mainstream culture and cement itself as this will never go away. Like Fortnite, you cannot get rid of us. Our influence is too large. But they're also giving us some of the best television and games that we've just ever seen in general.
I mean, I guess. I mean, League, like I said, League's done it right. They know what they're doing all around. So
Esports, music, video games, television. What's next? Movies? Books? They already do books. Podcast? They've got it all.
I mean, they know what they're doing. They have a good creative team out there. So they know what they're doing.
Yeah. And if you haven't watched Arcane, I say please go watch it. You will not regret it at all. It's 18 episodes. Each season has 9, about half an hour to an hour each. Well worth the
I could
time.
probably finish it in a day.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I guess I'll have to do that tomorrow.
It's well worth it.
I might watch 2 episodes tonight just to see what the hype is about.
No, if you watch season 1, you have to watch all of Act 1 together, which is 3 episodes. You cannot just watch 2.
Okay, so that's what. Okay, I'll watch all 3 then.
Yeah. It's meant to be watched in acts. So each act is 3 episodes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for the television side of League. To the esports side, this was the breaking news that we were talking about at the beginning. T1's roster, the Zeus owner Faker Gumiusi carry roster, has lost the Z, going to, instead of a Z, to a D. Doran owner Faker Gumiusi carrier, because Zeus's agent may have intentionally screwed him over by offering T1 an ultimatum, being like, yo, get blah blah blah, meet us at this time for this, we're going to be shopping around and see if we can get anywhere, but ended up screwing them by signing Zeus to Hanwha Life Esports instead. So, upgrade for HLE. I don't think much changes for T1. I was talking to Angel right before we were recording. So Doran is not a bad player by any means. He was on Gen G's like legendary roster from 2021 to 2023. Like, we've actually seen him in person when he went to Worlds in 2022. And like, Gen G has consistently been a good team, and arguably at times is the best team in the world up until it comes to the World Championship.
Oh, yeah. You got a point. You got a point.
Gen G's we talked about their players changing, like Lehen's leaving, Ruler coming back, all that stuff. We already know about them. HLE finished their roster of Zeus, which again, is a net upgrade for them because HLE was the Gen G killers and T1's second nemesis, so now they're still a consistently good team. And T1, like I said, I don't think really changes with taking Zeus out. If you go back to the podcast from like spring of this year, you can hear Angel being like, Zeus has gotta go. If you go to summer, Zeus has gotta go. During Worlds, Angels, Zeus has gotta go. After the Worlds final, actually Zeus should stay. And then this week, you know what? Yeah, Zeus should have left. Back to square one.
It's not my fault, dude. I mean, I thought that would have. We talked about it. I mean, you talked about Carrier might most likely being the one that leaves T1.
Yeah.
Because you were talking about, if you're on T1, you try to stay on T1.
Yep.
Well, that did not happen. Obviously, that, like, when I saw it and you told me, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Did I predict the future again? I'm surprised. Like I'm still shocked by this. It still like doesn't. It still hasn't hit me until maybe when the season starts.
Mhm.
Dude, you know what the league should do? The first matchup should be that.
God. If T1 plays HLE, I want that to be a quick 2-0. T1 dismantles them. Zeus gets exposed. But also at the same time, I don't have any ill will towards Zeus because it wasn't even his decision. It was his manager's decision. Zeus apparently wanted to stay on T1, but his manager's like, wait, we can make you more money. He's like, okay, but I want to preferably let me stay on T1. And the manager, I guess, kind of ignored that and just went for the money route. HLE was just willing to shell out that much more.
I mean, there was no reason for them to switch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, T1 clearly was planning to keep the whole roster, which is why T1's CEO came out a few days ago, also being kind of pissed at Zeus's manager. Because the intention was to keep everyone for 1 or 2 years.
Damn, he just got blessed, bro. He just got the lifetime spot of his career, dude.
Yep.
There's no way. If T1 manages to make it to Worlds and win it again with this roster, then we know that. I mean, what do you say anymore? What can you say?
I think you can say that.
I think they're okay. Wait, let me finish.
Yeah,
they're most likely not. This team might most likely not go through a slump versus how they did last year. I don't think they'll be in a slump like a lot. Maybe I say the first couple weeks, like the first couple weeks of the new year for them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because you just replaced your teammate of 4 years, plus he was in the academy with 3 of the 5 or the 3 of the 5. So yeah, it's gonna be a little time to adjust.
Yep.
But it looks like everyone's in good spirits of him because I was watching videos on T1 players reading him.
Yep.
Because he was streaming out of the T1 facility. So yeah, he's already feeling like he's home and yeah, I mean the dude can't. The only person he couldn't beat was Faker, and now he's teaming with Faker. So if it's true, they won't lose anything.
Okay. That's the thing. So Doran's history, you already covered a bit of it. Doran's always had an issue beating Faker. He could at times, but a lot of times he would tilt and then it would kind of help throw the game for his team because then you'd lose top lane. The other issue that Doran has never in his history beaten a Chinese team at Worlds. Doran's team historically has always been eliminated by a Chinese team at World. BLG, JDG, LNG, RNG, doesn't matter. They would take him down no matter what roster he's on. Faker is on the opposite end. He always walks China home when he's at Worlds. So people are like, which one will cancel out and come on top? Will Faker carry Doran to finally beat China at Worlds? Or will Doran sink T1 and make T1 lose to China for the first time ever at Worlds?
I doubt it. I don't think it was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. You think it's happening?
I don't know. I think the LCK, for the first time in a long time, has more than 2 teams that are clear powerhouses. You have your Gen G, you have your HLE, and you have T1. You have the 2-time defending world champion. You have arguably the best team in the world, and you have arguably the second coming of the best team in the world right behind them. So you just have 3 god tier rosters where I think the next 3 splits are going to be very interesting to watch to see if T1 can keep up momentum from Worlds and adjust to Doran, or if Zeus can help HLE become even better than they already were in summer and before they slumped at Worlds, or if Gen G can recover from being embarrassed by FlyQuest and T1 at Worlds. There's 3 situations that, like, it's going to be so interesting how they mesh during the winter split first. Also, like, you have Gen G taking Ruler, the guy who dethroned Faker from getting his 3rd world championship in his third back-to-back world championship in 2017. Like,
doesn't mean anything, bro. Since then, Faker has won how many?
Another 2.
Another 2.
Yeah. And he's going for he's going for a 3rd next year. And who's back to stop him from getting a 3rd again? Ruler.
It better not be. It better not be that scenario, bro. If it's that scenario, I will. It will be like it's gonna be written all over.
Yeah.
Oh, the one to stop Faker for the 3-peat.
The script's
for Ruler.
Yeah, the script's already writing itself.
Oh my god. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, yeah. I mean, with the whole roster, I mean, we're still shocked about this. That they, I mean, it wasn't what they were planning. I mean, obviously we're going to go and keep the roster going in.
Yep.
Obviously coaching was gonna change due to you know, I think one was leaving for military service, and then the other one, or is there only one left, right? Or both
There's
left?
one left, I believe.
Yeah, but he left for military purposes,
Yep.
right?
His time
Um,
has come, so
I mean, I think he'll be back. I mean,
it's easier for coaches
he,
to come back than players.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But T1 picked up a good coach anyway, so everything is fine on T1's roster. As good as it can get. There's no upgrades, no downgrades. Genji's roster, I don't know how to feel about it. They upgraded it in 2023 to get a better roster than their God Squad, and they still weren't able to get any new results besides getting MSI. So I just don't know what to say about them. HLE, net upgrade. Just having Zeus there, this is a great experience to have because he will be able to help HLE understand T1 a bit more. But that's really about
okay.
it.
Let's just say T1 did resign the roster, the main five, right?
Yeah.
How do you say his name? Duran?
Doran.
Doran?
Yeah.
Would he have joined HLE?
I mean, Doran, where was he before, actually, is the real question.
Would he have most likely ended up over there instead of? I mean, obviously,
Probably. Would
he
assume.
he would have been the next best option, but right?
Well, no, he would literally. Oh, I'm dumb. He came. There was a trade. Zeus for Doran, HLE to T1, T1 HLE.
Oh yeah, I don't think it would have made a difference. I think he would have just. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, he just would have stayed on HLE.
I didn't think he was on HLE.
I was like, wasn't he playing at Worlds? Yeah, he was.
I know, but I didn't think he was on that team. I thought he was on like a different. I don't know what team I was thinking.
No, the only player that came from a non-Korean team that went to a Korean team was Ruler, because Ruler was Korea, then was in the LPL for a bit, and then back in Korea. But Doran and Zeus literally just traded spots.
Yeah.
So. It'll be interesting to watch. I just know that Doran's going to face so much pressure, so I'm a bit worried. Because, like, again, he is somebody that does sometimes crack under pressure. But he also, again, now he's on the best team to be on. Their support function, their technology capacity, everything is on T1. Like, it is the place you want to be. You don't want to leave it. So I'm sure he'll try his best to prove to everybody, I deserve this spot, and we're going to get Faker his third back to back to back.
I mean, I don't know if it's true, but Faker. So I was reading interviews. The Faker's like, we want him, and so if the GOAT of esports and the GOAT of league was like, we want that player.
Yeah.
He obviously sees something in him, and obviously, I'm guessing he probably thinks, well, he hasn't. The only person he can't beat is me. So,
yeah,
what's wrong with that? I mean, if he could beat everyone but me, I mean, what's wrong with? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, might as well. He's like, he could have. It was probably the best option to pick up, replacing Zeus.
for sure. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's still crazy. I mean, it won't hit me. Like I said, it won't hit me until we see the rosters.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Hey man, Winter Split's not that far away, and we'll see this roster actually in December since T1 has to play in the K-Core match.
So we're gonna see how. They're already practicing. There's no way they.
Yeah, they already have to be practicing because they're playing against European teams, but G2 is admittedly the best team from Europe, so they do actually have to try a little bit.
Well, I know, but there's no. It's most likely T1. If T1 win this, they're probably most likely gonna win it. But
yeah.
But if they look dominant doing it, it's a different story. If they do it barely win it, maybe we got to give them some time to adjust, practice, get to know the chem. But if they come out and straight dominate, then there's a different talk.
I think it depends on how T1 plays, because the T1 was in the show match last year again for the K-Core event they did in December, and T1 lost to G2, and that was coming off of their first World Championship win. And T1's like, yeah, we just kind of came to get paid. We weren't really trying. So it depends
Well,
on if they're coming in with that mentality again as well.
well, I don't think so because they want to get adjusted to the new player.
Yeah, and it allows them
Uh,
actual practice with Doran.
exactly. So I don't think they're gonna go into obviously yes the money right, but
Yeah.
obviously you gotta go in with a new. You're going in with a new roster, and you obviously want to try to build the chem, figure out how people play, the way he plays, the way he thinks, the way he, how his emotions are affected, or how his emotions are throughout the game,
Yeah.
points and stuff like that. So, um, last year I understood because they were going into the year with the same roster, right?
Yeah.
But this year it's a new roster. They gotta figure out, what works for them and what's gonna be their best option going into the year. So,
Yeah, exactly.
I think they're gonna go into this with more of a we're gonna get better type of process with the new team more than we're here to get paid.
Hmm.
So, um, we'll see what version of T1 comes out. Yeah. I think they're gonna go into that event more if like we're gonna try to get better and practice and win the thing
Hmm.
while getting better. So,
Yeah, for sure. We'll only be under a month before we see them play, so that will be fun. But
yeah.
that's really it about the T1 news. To end off the league segment, we have the LPL, right? It's not Korean, just the Chinese side has unfortunately killed off the English broadcast. There hasn't been an official one this year, but Riot like officially is like, okay, LPL for sure, no more official English broadcast. Instead, they're moving towards like a co-streaming scenario where different Twitch streamers can go ahead and co-stream the matches and stuff, which is unfortunate for arguably the third largest region, well, one of the top three regions, and internationally, one of the consistently top two regions to watch, because China has been, at least in the world semifinals, for the past 6, 7 worlds. They've won 2 or 3. Literally, the finals this year was China's number 1 versus Korea number 4. And the China, like, it's kind of ridiculous that the LPL, with how much of a powerhouse they are, does not have an official English broadcast, and instead you have to rely off of co-streamers for this. So that is, I think, the biggest disappointing factor for League Esports going into the new year.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it sucks, but I don't know. I mean, there's no plus behind it because there's nothing came out of it. So,
Yeah.
it sucks for the upcoming season. So, uh, I don't know. It's I can't really talk much about it because I really don't watch it. I usually watch it. I watch Riot like mainstream or on
I was like,
Twitch or
you are like either you're watching the mainstream because you're watching the international events, or you're watching the LCK because of T1.
yeah. But either way, I mean, it sucks that they're just getting rid of it
Yeah.
and nothing's coming out of it. So it sucks, but they'll probably bring it back. I feel like when you're without it, they're gonna realize it's wasn't best to remove. I think they'll bring it back.
Mm.
I don't think I don't know if it's gonna be the year after, like the year after or the year once the year's over. They're like, okay, well, we realized it wasn't the best option. We're just gonna bring it back,
Mm.
but
We'll see what happens. I do hope it comes back at some point.
yeah.
But yeah, that's about it with the league news and esports news. Unless you have something.
The CDL starts December 6th, which is less
Oh,
than a week.
that's close. Yeah.
That's literally next week, right?
That is
Next week, next Friday.
next Friday. Crazy, actually. Okay. So 1 week after this podcast comes out, CDL's back. So we'll talk about that 2 weeks after that. Then technically,
That's Mark Tar's favorite.
we
You like that one?
yeah, best song.
Anyways, yeah. General news, which is kind of fugazi,
Yeah.
but
General news. Let the UGA boy talk about this one. Georgia Bulldogs qualify for another SEC championship. They are waiting to see who they will play. It will either be Texas or Texas A&M. I think either match, UGA full stomps. We become SEC champions again, and we go into the college football playoffs at a pretty decent seed. So You love to see it. Meanwhile, the Alabama Crimson Tide got embarrassed last weekend. What the hell happened, Alabama fans? Angel, show your eyes. We gotta know what happened.
Bro, they were horrendous this year, bro. They are fucking horrible. I don't give a fuck. Georgia is still bad because of the quarterback. I will still die to this day on it. They are Georgia would be probably the #1 team if they didn't have that guy throwing the ball. They could have. I'd rather have Mokhtar throwing the ball than that son of a bitch.
Hey,
Dude,
every game that I've been in person at Sanford, every time they announce Carson Beck, you hear boos. No one's cheering for him.
he's trash. People thought he was gonna be good. They were like, "Oh, just give him one more year under." Bro, he's been worse this year than he was last year.
It's been a
Bro,
time, you know.
I can't wait for next season when Bama gets someone else as a quarterback.
No, no, no. I'm here for the downfall of Bama right now, man. These are the times I've been asking for years, and it's finally happening. The SEC needs new giants, and Georgia is one of them. We thought
Yeah,
Texas and Tennessee would be, but they're not
what?
looking too
And
hot.
then y'all are gonna become the new Bama. Everyone's gonna fucking hate y'all. And
I'm fine with that. That's great, as long as we're on top. Dogs on top.
you will still be a UGA fan after you leave UGA?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, hell no.
It's in my blood now. You can't get it out.
You're a wildcat.
No, I was a Wildcat for
What?
a year,
That's still a year.
and I've been
Oh,
a dog
what are
for.
they?
Yeah, it's the Georgia Panthers. I'm not a Panther. I've never been a Panther. I did not watch Georgia football. Georgia State football. Let me specify real quick.
Anyways, yeah. Even with more teams this year, they still couldn't qualify. What the fuck was that?
Just admit,
Bro,
you guys kind of suck this year.
they did suck.
Yeah.
I'm not. I was like, bro, they beat Georgia, bro. What more do you want? Once you beat Georgia, you go up, right? Fuck no. Bro, I don't get it, bro. I don't fucking get it, bro.
Hey, so sometimes to get better, you have to experience loss. And Alabama has experienced a lot of loss this year. There is, however, I think it's 3, yeah. But there is, I think it's like, there's a small chance that they can still squeeze in to the college football playoffs. Depending. It all depends on how nice they want to be to Alabama on rankings. I really hope they won't be.
They won't.
Yeah.
No, they won't. The only way to get in is just because of the win over Georgia, and it's still not gonna do it because they lost to teams worse than Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to a team that wasn't ranked, Vanderbilt. Lost to a team that was 20, 21st, 17th, while they were number 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen like that one year where they barely squeezed in over Georgia and FSU. Remember that year?
Yeah.
Where they.
That was a controversial year. That everyone was pissed about that one.
I was more like, okay, look, I was like, I hope Georgia get in because they deserve it more. And when I saw Bama, I was like, what the fuck?
I mean, it was
FSU,
us this time last year.
FSU, they got finessed too, but you saw what happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
They got. Didn't they play Georgia?
They played Georgia and lost at literally at midnight on New Year's Day. Like,
yeah, it was bad.
Georgia deserved to be in the college football playoffs last year. That's all I'm gonna say, and I think most people can agree with that. Bama did not deserve to be in that last year, and they definitely don't deserve to be in it this year.
No, they don't.
So.
I agree. I won't say no, but I don't agree that they deserve it. They didn't play great. Their only one good team they played was Georgia, and the only team that suffered more from it was Bama.
Yep.
Even with 12-team playoff, they still didn't make it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the SEC has been interesting. It seems everybody got worse this year, even with the expansion. So
the good thing about it, like what I like now about the new playoffs is because you could have more than you could have 2 losses max to still be in and there's more championship games.
Yep.
Which is what's respectful and everyone's wanted. I feel like just having 4 teams doesn't really do much. With 12,
yeah,
it's every game is on the line, dude.
Mm.
like everybody is hoping to get wins over top rank teams ranked higher than them just to even move up.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess the nice thing is that one loss won't just count you out entirely anymore.
which I didn't like because
Yep.
that's why teams were like so heavy on winning. Like that's why there's years where all top four teams were undefeated.
Yep.
They had to go undefeated to even be there. Besides that one year, I think Georgia made it in with one loss. Bama made it in with one loss or two losses that one year. No, just one loss.
It has to be one, more than one, and you just completely out.
The only way that they could get in with the one loss is if the team in fourth didn't. I mean, obviously they go off power rankings on what the toughest opponents they've played. I think that's why Bama got in that year than Georgia or FSU. But I think FSU could have gone in, but because of there was controversial because of their quarterback was injured and they weren't going to be the same.
Yep.
And they're like, no, we deserve a fighting chance. And obviously, you saw what happened with UGA. Y'all got. I mean, I don't want to even talk about it. That was bad. And y'all talked about y'all wanted to be in it. I that was the year where I was like, hey, I hate UGA as much as I do. I don't hate UGA the school. I just don't like their fans. Y'all got good sports. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I respect it.
Mm-hmm.
But that year, I felt like UGA deserved to be in that college, and I think they would have won it if they gone.
I
No
agree.
team there was better.
Yeah.
Who won that year? Was it Bama? Did Bama win it?
No, it was in last year. It was Michigan.
No, not last year. The year where Bama went in instead of UGA or FSU.
That was last year.
It wasn't last year.
Yes, it was, because the 2 years before that was UGA.
No, it was.
UGA's only missed one, and that was last year.
Is it really last year? Oh, it is.
Yeah, it was last year.
Anyways, yeah. Yeah, okay, well, never mind. Yeah, anyways, yeah. I still think that they deserved it more than anybody there.
I have a question for you. So I know generally they pull teams from every conference, but I know one conference currently has two teams, which is the Pac-12. How does this work for qualifications for them?
Mm.
Like, how does a Pac-12 team qualify for the college football playoffs when they have only one opponent besides the two of them?
What do you mean?
Like, the SEC almost always gets like one or two in the college football playoffs. How does the Pac-12 get somebody in when there's only two teams? Do both teams go, or like what happens?
Well, they gotta win games, though. You know that, right?
Of course, it's a conference that has no one in it.
Well, whoever has the better record and will always represent their conference,
It's weird.
and whoever plays harder. The Pac-12 died last year.
Yeah,
A bunch of teams got scattered. A bunch of teams joined the SEC. A bunch of teams joined new because I don't know, but
it's like how there's like
yeah.
a California school in the ACC, which makes no sense. But
And there's another one in there. What was I forgot what the other one was called. Like, I think Georgia Tech was in the SEC at one point, and then
they were,
in
yeah,
the ACC.
yeah. But
Not
at
in
least
the
still
ACC.
makes sense because that's at least Atlantic Coast.
Well, yeah,
But like, why is like UC Berkeley also in the ACC when they're on the West Coast?
because they had to fit somewhere in that system.
Okay.
Trust me, I don't know their thought process, but it's whatever.
Yeah. Well, you got any other news besides football news, or are we done with the day?
I think that's it.
That's it? All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if anything comes up.
Yeah, let me look at my Twitter real quick and see if there's any news. Oh, I did forget. Fortnite new season coming soon. We saw that there's teasers of Big Hero 6 being in it, so that will be fun. What else? Oh, the esports awards happened last week. This is, I think, the first year I did not watch them, and I don't know why. But, Let me see if we can find the list of all the winners. I know Team Falcons won something that was super controversial because, you know, the Esports Awards is also now owned and hosted by Saudi Arabia. So there's that. Let's see. 2024 winners. Or was it 2025 winners? I'm confused now. Esports Awards. Okay. So for the Esports Awards, Team Falcons won Esports Organization of the Year. They got so much flack for that one because there were like 5 other teams that kind of deserve that over them, but what can we say? What else? Shotzi won Console Controller Player of the Year. This is his second win for that. Jagamo won Esports Play of the Year for his time on Evil Geniuses. Riot Games won Esports Live Event of the Year for their live event from last year, funny enough. So, which means Worlds 2024 will be nominated for next year, and they'll probably take that one. Faker won back-to-back Esports Player of the Year, PC Player specifically. So, there's that.
I'm not surprised about that.
Mortal Soul won Esports Content Creator of the Year. He's on this team called Soul Esports. MLG Puckett won Esports Hosts of the Year. Glad to see that Chris Puckett's still around. T1 won Esports Team of the Year. No surprise there.
Not even the same team anymore.
Yeah, funny enough. Shotzi won Esports Controller Player of the Year. I did say that already. That's just okay, repeating itself. What else?
I didn't even know what was going on. I totally forgot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I kind of went under the radar. Spun J won Esports Colorcaster of the Year. He's a colorcaster for Counter-Strike. Liquid Enigma won Esports Creative of the Year. ESL Faceit Group won Esports Broadcast Production of the Year. Yeah, that's about it. Most of the attendees were there. Like Hex was there, Shotzi was there. Most of them were there. The only ones that weren't there were like Shotzi wasn't there. Was it just Hex?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, somebody was there to represent most people. Faker wasn't there. He had a pre-recorded video.
He doesn't go to any of those, does he?
No, he definitely does not.
Why?
He's always
gonna win them.
There's that, and also he's filming stuff all the time for T1. His contract isn't just to be a gamer. His contract is go. He was literally presenting at a school. He had a conference where he presented at the government recently. Like, bro has like actual duties to do.
He has outside activities.
Yeah, he's the representation of esports, not just in Korea, but for Korea. So he's very, very important and very, very busy.
He has to at least go to one in his career.
The only like event that he would go to would be like the ones that Riot used to host for League, but they haven't done those since COVID. So, I also it's another trophy to add to his collection of already overflowing trophies. I know
How many does he have of those?
The Esports Awards, he has 2 from the Esports Awards. I think he has 2 or 3 from the Game Awards. And a couple others from like other. He has so many trophies that we didn't even list in the trophies from last week because we only counted like game trophies, but these are like honorary trophies. So he's like 30 plus at this point.
Yeah, I guess.
Because then you have the MVP trophies or like honorary like Korean like there's so much that he has that we probably don't even know.
Wait, who won? Wait, I didn't even bother asking you. Who won Finals MVP
for Worlds? It was Faker.
Yeah, was it Faker?
Yeah.
Oh well, I never thought about it. I was like, who won it?
Yeah,
I was like, it had to be Faker, right? It was most likely gonna be.
He literally won the game.
I know last year was Zayas.
Yeah.
Because he was unstoppable, and then this year he looked stoppable. When my guy did the same push every 3 games and died.
in the same spot.
In the same spot, and then think, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit.
No, 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 no.
Fuck no.
I hope he
And
does that for HLE, man. Would be funny. But yeah, Faker walked away with 2 trophies from Worlds this year. And just walked away with another one from the Esports Awards, and probably will walk away with another one. Well, technically, he walked away with 2 from the Esports Awards because T1 was also Team of the Year. Walk away with probably 1 or 2 from the Game Awards when it happens in December. So, overflowing with trophies.
He has a lot of the same trophies every year. He has to be the only player that has like back to back to those trophies, right?
Even if you don't count those, he has 3 of the old league trophies. He has 2 of the new league trophies. The new trophy's only been around for 4 years. He has half of them.
What do you mean new? What is it different?
Yeah, Riot changed the trophy 4 years ago.
You're lying. Wait a minute.
You didn't realize the Summoners Cup had.
I've only been watching for 4 years.
That is actually, yeah. You only know the new one.
I didn't know there was an original. I thought if it's just the same, right?
Yeah, if you type in the Summoners Cup and you go to images, you'll probably see the old one first.
Wait, I'm faded. How do you spell it? It's SUMMONERS
Cup. And the old one, which has like a blue gem in the middle of this holder, and like was too heavy for people to hold. It should look like this.
Damn.
Yeah, that was the old
Why
one.
they change it?
Because players were like, bro, even if 5 of us holding it, we like are going to drop this and kill someone. It was like 100 and something pounds.
They couldn't make it lighter.
That's why they made
that looks cool.
They made the new one, this one, which weighs about 70 pounds.
Well, did you see the difference where they put handles on it?
Yeah.
I thought they just add handles to that. I think the Summoners Cup looks cooler than the what is the new one called?
It's also the Summoners Cup.
No, what the fuck? The biggest downgrade of all time.
That was the controversy. Because when the new one came out, I think it was like universally hated. Because like it was a downgrade visually on the design. The only upgrades were that it has handles and that it has the team names engraved on the base.
Oh yeah.
Which the new one doesn't. The old one didn't have. But the old one visually as a trophy just looked so much cooler.
I saw what's his name hit his head with it. This world Carrier.
Not Carrier. It was Owner. I think it was Owner or Guma. One of them, like when they were holding it, they like.
Bro, oh my god, I know that had to hurt.
Oh yeah, that's why he was walked off stage for like a good 10 minutes, because he was bleeding.
I love the idea, but I hate the execution. The concept of the 5 sides is great, but the design really lacks character.
Yeah, it's not a bad trophy, but like it's the issues that it replaced something that was way better. I get why they replaced it, but the old one looked cooler.
You think they'll change it and make it like
no
50-50 where no? You think it's gonna stay like that?
Riot's committed to this one for 4 years now. They're not changing it.
Yeah, the other one looked cool.
Yeah.
I would be more like amped to win the other one than the new one.
The new one fair, yeah. But yeah, Faker has 3 of the old one and 2 of the new one.
So half of most of his name is on the cup.
That's the funny part. Every side of the cup has his name on it.
He's just a different teammate every time.
Yep. And then the team name goes from SKT T1A to SKT T1 to T1. You just see the name gets shorter and shorter as it goes on.
The hell, bro? Okay, well, it's cool. I think there was a Louis Vuitton trophy case in 2020.
Yeah. Louis Vuitton always transports the trophy to the events.
Why?
Because they're the ones that make the trophy.
Louis Vuitton makes their trophies?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Dude, it's Riot. They're rich.
Yeah, but I didn't think Louis Vuitton would be the one that makes trophies like these.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, bro. They got money. What the fuck?
This is the same event that has Linkin Park performing one year, Imagine Dragons the other year, New Jeans another year. Like, bro.
I mean, if you put it like that.
And don't forget the players also get medals and rings, so they're walking home with 3 items. But yeah, I think that's really about it. So if you want to close us off.
Me close it off?
Yeah, you want me to close it off for Thanksgiving break?
Why not? You
Sure.
gotta do it here and there.
I'll do it sometimes. Well, thank you guys for watching this episode of Conquest recorded this week.
Jesus,
This is
never
why
mind,
no, I got
Okay.
it. No. Okay, thank you guys for watching this episode of Conquest. We wish you guys all a happy Thanksgiving. There's a reason why I don't do this and Angel does. But make sure to check out our social media. Check out my Instagram. Check out Angel's Instagram. Check out our Twitches, our LinkedIn page, our website, which we have not updated in 2 years. Our personal YouTube pages, the GC YouTube page. We have a Halo video that came out this Tuesday. We'll have another Halo video come out the following Tuesday. We might start recording our Minecraft stuff soon. Just check us out on Twitch if you want to see that happen live before the edited videos go out. And that's really about it. So thank you guys for your support. Again, happy Thanksgiving. Spend some time with your loved ones and your families, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.